and this is an important day to be looking at them. So yeah, we're looking at potential continuation to the upside, given what the next 44 minutes left in the day has. Um, right now, as we speak, the Qs have secured the floor. Now, on the 24-hour, I'm left with little to no structure, not really any retest levels, maybe 494. But on the 4-hour, right, we need to close above this or at this 492. So if you are holding runners or you just grabbed some gambolinis, that is the next target. Now, again, I'm left with little to no structure. And so I'm looking over here to my left where Qs have a 498.50 cost basis, a floor at 493.42. And so I go to the 2-hour, right? Now I can kind of see the dynamic here and why we need to close where we're um, against or above 492. So IWM actually doesn't look bad for a push over 209.67. Overnight, again, all positions. Yeah, well, this one seems a little bit more straightforward, but you could hedge really easily with that gap target underneath you or 211.61. But right now the direction is up. 24-hour time frame isn't quite above my, again, 209.87, but the target is clear. So SPY, and I think this is starting to set up potentially to be that bear market rally, leaving the gap behind. And SPY has not yet secured a candle close above, but is close enough against that if it makes any further movement, we would need to just cross that 579.89 or 575.89, and then we would be faced with this, which would be our next target. So if you're aiming, it's 481.21. And again, you can use what's underneath you as your stop. I hope everybody had a good day. Yeah, we did. We had 1,000% swings. Some people hit a 2,000% swing. It's pretty fire. Wonder why I'm having to stretch my arms for so far down. Rising desk. There we go. There we go. All right. So, moving on, again, we're going to have to monitor here before the end of the day whether or not we're able to go and push up and make that new high. SPY's moving up towards that 470, 432 area, which is your top underneath us. And by the end of the day, because again, if we were to fall underneath, there's a couple of lower time frame dynamics or boxes underneath us that would basically drive price down, and we could go hit our pre-market lows. That would be 571.39 if you're buying target-based contracts. Further, so SPY, I did, yeah, we got the Qs. I want to quickly cover PLTR. It is currently pushing up towards high of day yet again, still up around 340, 350% actually. And because we don't have any structure on the 5-minute, the 24-hour, not bad, right? We are wick, and if you look over here to your left, we are wick to wick. And that's really all I have to go off of. The 4-hour, right, still giving us potential targets really clear around the $100 mark. So as far as a swing trade, doesn't look bad, especially if you're holding contracts currently from the swing trade overnight. I know most people probably look at it less like we're crazy, but if you've secured profit on this, again, we're going to see how price responds. Tomorrow, we're going to utilize the box underneath us that was well built all day. And when we stepped away, it was perfect because when we moved away from the market, all of a sudden chop ensued, and we were not. And I'm gonna go over that before the end of the day. I might go over it really quickly now. For those people who are convinced that day trading is the way, if you did trade today, right? even though, you know, there was definitely a good move, your open was right here. And we only progressed to my target, right, of 490, 60, opening up at 487. So if you even took it off the top, that's 488 to 490. That's a $2 move, right? But if you took the punch back at the end of the day, right, through this box, and you took it at the close, right, you got a move all the way from 481. Price opens up in pre-market at 485, and then just at the opening bell, you're already up big. And then the IV, you guys got a great example this morning of how and why we like to swing these contracts, because day traders keep us up. They make it easy to sell. All right, so that's it from me. Yep, that's about it. So I'm watching this now until the end of the day. Make sure you have your alerts set all over the place. If you see anything and you know that we're in, or the queues start moving underneath these walls, feel free to unmute yourself. But if you have any requests in the Discord, go ahead and drop those in the chat bubble. Let's see here. Up 200% on Mara, 1450. I hit first TP. Think I can run to 15. It can run 1550 for last runners. Let's take a look. Ooh. All right. So 24-hour time frame. Tough to say because, you know, obviously we're in a box, pretty obscure, but I am noticing two big fat red candles right here at 1525. So yeah, that would probably be a suitable target, but I need more. I see a gap, right? And that's up to 1595. So the potential isn't terrible. Now, again, still sloppy price action, so not able to really see what's happening here. So I'm going to move over here to my left. And this is probably where a lot of you might have got confused, or we'll see. You open up on cost basis, right? After moving up to this target. This was your floor at 1455. Guess where you're at now? You have empty space up to basically 1497, and then if you look at where price falls, it's 1518. But nonetheless, you gap down, hit resistance, sellers pick up, and they drive price down, right? Now you've executed a punchback over 1341, filled up most of that empty space, and you're above 1389, which was pretty important going into today. So closing like this, I don't see any reason why not. And then I honestly would try to leave runners if price action agrees, and you know you don't lose this floor tomorrow or today.
Oh,
Here we go. Yeah, it's at some point, guys. I'm going to be looking to the downside. Okay, we're pulling back here. 3-minute time frame. Yep, definitively at the wall. So let's move down 2-minute. I know, crazy. I'm on the 2. Okay, so solidifying a move down would be 490.45. Well, actually 490.25, sorry. And that would drive price down and solidify the higher time frame close underneath 490. So we're still waiting. I'm going to move that alert down to that cost basis. And then if we are going to dump or make a big move to the downside, this is the trigger box right here. So, all right, moving on. We have VFC, nice 370% on PLTR here. And this one, I think why is this line here? It's got to be something weekly. No, it must have been a long time. All right, so first of all, terrible price action, but you are right up against your floor. So hold 1660, break 1741, target 1817. Your take on empty space on a firm. Kenny, what's up? Good to see you back. Back. I've been here, brother. But they've been suppressing me. BlackRock. All right. Crocs. We're moving real quick here. Ooh. Shit. Oh no, don't do it to me again. Last time I got my foot into a Crocs position. Someone put aloe in it. My foot slipped right through the front.
Oh.
That's a personal experience, so just don't worry about it. All right, so I mean, 24-hour time frame. You're looking for a blow over the 110.90 top, and then that could be the catalyst to get over this failed wall of 114, and then you're juicing, dude. You gotta, I guess maybe 117, but I personally would be looking at 125. In these conditions, summer coming up, fuck it. Damn. 380% on PLTR. Let's go. How do you deal with hesitation? Talk myself out of it, just like you talked yourself into it. You hype yourself up, you can hype yourself down. You just got to think, man. Think. You're not in this fucking shit to tiptoe around. We're in this shit to grab bags. And because of the way that the strategy works, you can enter low risk, high reward opportunities. And if you're doing anything otherwise when you don't have the cash to do it, or you're trying to build your confidence, you're going to reap what you sow. So, all right. Sorry, I got to take a peek at these Crocs motherfucking contracts right here. Crocs. Well, I definitely don't want to do, I mean, 114s if you're looking at close, but I mean, if we can get out like 39, 30 plus days away from that five, so we'd have a little bit of cushion here. I mean, what are 125s? Spread's fucking redonkulous. Oh my God, dude. How are we? Jesus Christ. How are you supposed to get into those things? Let's see. Yeah, you would have to get a market fill at a strike that far away for 39 days out. And now it only kind of puts pressure on you to go back closer in range. And the 120s, the bid and ask just drops. So you might have to play this one step by step and play closer expirations up to 114, roll that cash over into the break. That's just unfortunately how you might have to play that motherfucker. So, excuse my language. Best overall advice for someone getting into options: start slow, start small, don't paper trade, and make sure that before you start taking positions that you can, when you ask yourself, do I have a great understanding or good understanding of the strategy that I'm learning, right? Can I identify a good setup? If you can't, you're just gonna keep learning the hard way. All right, Crocs. I do like that though. Green slips. I mean, it doesn't look bad at all. So my analysis stands by what I said this morning, 955. If you blow over that, this could be a great play up to 1140. How's the gamma on those contracts? It's not crazy.
I got into that today. It's up 80% already.
Mm-hmm. 11. I mean, they're cheap. 1150s. Yeah. So I mean, if you either take it at the break, which would be over the 960 wick, 63 wick, or yeah. What's your bias for this week? I'm starting to see a bear market rally through the empty space we've created to the upside. All right, C up. Well, shit. Are you already in? Tuck. Tuck Everlasting. Y'all remember that book, Tuck Everlasting?
No.
All right. Thanks.
I think I was born after that book.
Are you serious? Man, get out of here with your fucking always trying to age me, dog. I don't think I was alive back then. Shut the fuck up. 7650 is my target. Would be, I mean, that's the target. Your stop loss tomorrow. I would assume that this could happen mostly overnight. You know, I would assume that these hedges could be relatively cheap with a gap fill underneath you. But yeah, I mean, take your trade. If the risk to reward is right, you won't be up all night. I'm sorry. All right, target up. Juicy. Oh man, dude, that's tempting right there. That's tempting. Damn.
The contracts are like $30.
No shot. Okay. You know what? Time to get back at Peyton. So it's definitely something I would hedge. My only concern here, stopping at these wicks, is that it could go and box itself up into a wider area because that's technically the high that you're looking at there. But I mean, that's nothing but empty space up above you. And you said they're $30 for the one.
30, 35.
Yeah, I mean, you could do 113s and still play it safe a little bit. And then what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is we dump shit down to 104. And 104s are at the same price. You don't want to go to 1-to-1 on those. You would just grab a couple. Well, depending on what your position size is. Honestly, 102s would be just fine. All right. So yeah, I mean, you're aiming for 112. You know, market cooperation needed, but if you can hold where you're at, you're good. Shit. Not this filler. I want to say no because I hate it, but all right. So there's one of two scenarios here, right? And now you got a green ass candle close here. So the first scenario is because you're closing up against the floor over to your left, that this is enough, right? And that you can push up. And I would be aiming for the imbalance first, but that's where the structure isn't clear. There it is. So I'd be aiming for 80-36, right, as a first target. You'll probably have interruptions or turbulence at 79.24, but there, and then runners up to 80.96. The alternative is that we don't gap up and we gap down, right? You quickly gap fill and then you punch down. And so if you know, again, when something's closing up against a resistance, I mean, this is as good as you can get. But look, I'm not trying to sway anybody if you're looking at taking this, but just consider, you know, what your hedges need to be, or if you need to hedge, one of the two. Or know where you need to get out, which is more important than both of those. So, yeah, I already did that one. Well, fuck. 24-hour. So it's not your typical empty space. First green candle to the left is 131.15. That would be my target. There does seem to be a wick to wick, probably on the lower time frame at 125.77, and that's just the bottom of a box. And that's, watch this. It's fucking cool. Look at that. So tomorrow you need to go to 127.77, punch through 131.28, or those two serve as targets. 24-hour. Do we have any channel? Is this at the bottom of that channel? No shot. I mean, again, you know, in these conditions, a hedge, but I mean, could be the start of something pretty significant, if being that you did, or you are closing up against 126.31. Oh wait, it's Mr. Boxman. If it clears this box, it's bullish. It's green. If it hits the lower box, the fuck are you talking about? So that's ARM. Riot. Let's see here, 24-hour. Sure, today, dude, you can talk all the shit in the world. I don't care. Go for it. I see 895 as your next target to the upside. It's kind of gross, but that would be my next target to the upside. FedEx. Well, that's done. Look at that, man. I love empty space. Blows right over the top today, 233.75. Somebody in here asked me about this. Who else? Who caught this? I think is a better question. Okay, so you got a pretty fire ass candle. I made 1,500% listening to Mr. Boxman. Should I change my name to Mr. Boxman? That's pretty cool. Although that sounds a little creepy at the same time. Sounds like a serial killer. I mean, so I'm not a big fan of. It's a little weird, right? But if you can blow over 248 tomorrow, I would be aiming for the gap right here, 258.50. Pretty nasty reversal there. Have a plan. If you lose by some chance, if you lose to 39.62, come back down. All right. I just try to go over what the downside possibilities are because that's how we hedge, right? It's by identifying where we break down and what that means. Listen, I don't know what the fuck it's. I don't even know what that is. What get an upgrade or something? I don't know. Looking at this setup, it doesn't look bad. The 24-hour just not convincing. Maybe this waits for earnings, but you're gonna probably aim for around 187.25, which is gonna be the 50% mark in between here and here. And then, I mean, with enough time and more market cooperation, I see 191, and then you can talk shop once that's reclaimed. But yeah, I spent $16 on 2 QQQ calls at the 490 strike on Friday and cashed out today. There you go, Mr. Boxman. Let's see here. Wayfair doing good. I'm up 100% to the upside. Yep, good candle close. You're right up against the floor. Thanks past me for doing this analysis. I'd be aiming for the previous 39.30 cost basis mark, and then maybe a trip up to 41.15. But that was pretty nasty punchback right there. Good candle close on the floor. That's actually really beautiful right there. This is a great encapsulation of what my strategy is looking for. Right, empty space. Good job, Neil. You get a candle close outside of the top at 39.39, and then you get a candle close on the floor above that signifies strength. You open up on cost basis and you shoot straight up to go and hit your floor and to fill up the first part of that empty space. So, all right, let's see here. Celsius to the upside, not bad. Weekly, not bad. Good open. So you can identify clear targets on the weekly, such as 36 bucks, right? 24-hour, that's my top right there. Now, if that breaks, I believe we're going to be playing the same old box with the same old target, which is 39.75. Tempted to take that with you.
Oh yeah, join us. Join me.
Oh my God.
I've been.
Now the market's going to crash to the view.
Yeah, right.
30.
This is the only thing that really looked clear to me.
Right. Good. Yeah, so I mean, you could go. My hope in a situation like this is that this comes at earnings. My hope is you initiate by testing this wall. This puts this on the radar and drives volume in, and we can see 40.
You think that getting in now is speculation?
I mean,
I mean, yeah, yeah, that makes
it's
sense.
speculating that the wall above you is going to break with no box.
Yeah.
So, but they're cheap. I mean, I just bought some of the $39 strike. All right.
Was that you who raised the bid?
Sorry. HD. Yeah, another good one. This one did better on the 4 hour, right? Yep, and then you shot up. And I gave you, that's crazy. I gave you that second target. Look at that shit. Right there. So your remaining target is the gap fill at 364.68. MS.
Hey Garrett, on Celsius, just for a sec before you jump ahead, if you think 40, but you think it might take a little time, would you take April 4th's $40, which are only like $25?
Yeah, I mean, those don't seem like a bad strike. I'm going with what it lowers my risk to take those. And honestly, I think if Celsius can break that wall, that's a weekly play. When you look at the weekly time frame, there's a lot, to recover. And 38, that's a small box above us, but I mean, I could see potential all the way back up to 48. So I mean, if you had time, it would give you the opportunity to roll this out. But just this box alone, it's worth speculating on, right? A couple of lines in the sand right now is that you opened up and closed outside of 32.50, which was a significant mark. You also are moving up towards a flat wall, but through 36.11. And, to me, that signifies a lot. Now, the interesting thing is my cost basis I gave you on the 24-hour also happens to be that same wall, right? Which is why that's going to signify whether or not this goes further up to 47.62 and 49.32 and maybe 52.71. But, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty pivotal moment, I think, for Celsius. All right, what triangles and trapezoids are we doing today? Whatever you want, dude. Whatever you didn't learn in school. All right, MS. So, I mean, looking at the 24-hour, right, you'll have the wick target, which is 126.42, and then the bottom floor at 129.40. There's your box, right? I think it's pretty significant, right, that you did what you did here. And, I don't really see anything stopping you. But 4 hour, I think you could even move that target up to 127.10 with runners leaking up into that 129 mark. But yeah, that's what I see. It doesn't look bad. Again, if imagine the worst case scenario, which right now would just be a gap fill at 120. So hold on a second. Why do I see a little channel bottom here? Yeah, that's fine. It's agreeable. Yeah, Ivy is posting the code for that thing. All right. Roblox. Terrible at this. I'm assuming what the fuck is this? Roblox? Drinking JD? No, just kidding. 24-hour time frame. Is this what you wanted? I don't know if you meant to put the K there, but it looks like Roblox tried, opened up at under cost basis, pushed up, and then on a lower time frame. Correct. Yeah. So honestly, damn, dude. Roblox, if anybody's playing shit to the upside, Roblox could be a hedge to the downside. Underneath 61.18, I could actually see this thing coming back down here to 58.97. So, Walmart up. Oh, shit. So really didn't follow market movement, but I'm curious to see if we slow down on tech and on SPY and then allow some of this sector to run. I don't know, place it there, but you got a candle close there. It's more confluent. So you are above the floor. This is the 2 hour. On the 24-hour, again, you're still encapsulated in a box, so you are speculating on whether or not you're going to actually go and break up over 87.71. And you do have two nasty wicks up above you, which have retested the majority of that empty space above you. So you would be looking back at that 89.42. So I would really want to see how you respond to 87.75. Could stay in that box for a little bit longer, but that is good empty space. So find your lower time frame box and set your stop loss. So Rocket Labs, I had a feeling. I don't want to exclude wicks, but nah, fuck it. All right, so 4-hour. It's not clear. That's weird. That's a weird, weird thing you have right here. So it's tough because you have a floor there, and that's your floor, and you're closing up against it. I mean, yeah, I think that's what I would be looking for, a move up to 24.77, or rather, yeah, let's mark out your floor here and there. So those would be two targets to the upside, you know, and again, worst case scenario is 1890 and then a breakdown underneath that box. So trade accordingly. It is 3:38. We're moving along here. Cart. Oh no. Oh mama. You're banking on this channel popping out. Hold on a second. I mean, what more can you ask for? You're closing up against 40.89. You have a top at 41.50 and then a target up to 42.75. 24-hour. Let's see. What are you fighting for? You're fighting for this floor. I guess this is actually the floor, so it's 41 flat. Something about this setup stresses me out. I don't know why. Emotional turmoil. Is this probably the perceived support? I wonder. It is. Listen. That's about as good as you're gonna get. Fuck. Here we go again. Yeah, I mean. So, you like everything else that's coming out of the boxes, you get a rejection, and this stays in the box or reverses. Alternatively, or rather mainly, you are closing up against that wall. So, I mean, again, when you're taking these positions while you're still inside of the box, if it even comes close to speculation, that's where hedging is important, the most important. All right. No shot. 4-hour. Typical. Man, let's see. Some stocks look very, very good to the upside, but then you have like a group of stocks that don't. So honestly, it's a little risky, but this could be a good play to the downside. Looking at 174 breakdown. right? At minimum, you get 178.
Wouldn't this be like a 2 week out play though?
No,
No.
no.
Why?
Because if it has the momentum to drive down and fill that gap and close underneath that floor, it's nothing but empty space that moves fast, and it's only
Oh, okay.
Monday.
Because I'm thinking maybe we bounce off of that floor for like a couple more times, then we
Sure.
go down.
Yeah, you
But
can.
yeah, I see what
But
you
if
mean
you
about momentum.
right, if so, let me see. What are the contracts at? That's where you have the part of the setup is the risk to reward behind the contracts, right? That's how we make a decision. So if I
Wait, you said part of the strategy is the risk to reward
behind the
contract?
behind the option contracts. So if I can, so I'm looking right now, right? So 174, you have 175s and 172.50s, right? They're $80 to $70. That's not super low risk, unless you have a larger account and you can afford that. You know what I mean? Like as you scale up, you can afford more risk. That could be something that you can speculate on. Smaller accounts would have to avoid something like this. Now, if you were aiming for a punch down underneath 172 all the way to 163, yeah, you need some time behind that. But as of right now, you got two off the top. So yeah, either A, you come down, you bounce, and this builds a box, or I mean, it looks pretty straight. Honestly, I would say 173 isn't a bad target, which then 172.50s could be palpable, I think. But I will say I can recognize that Boeing does well in a box. So it would be speculative for sure.
ETFs are pushing.
Good bounce. If you're planning on taking a trade, it's these lower time frame entries. It's 344. Little channel there to the upside. Giving a lot of room to the upside. 24-hour time frame. I see a 193 target, but the 4-hour shows 493.20, 494. But we are not and have not successfully closed above 491.50.80. So minimal smaller target tomorrow for the gap up. And I will say, this could go wick up there tomorrow, and we could journey ourselves back down. So the bear market rally for me definitively begins when we reclaim 493 on the Qs. We're on our way. We look good, and that is, technically the next target. But once that's recovered, then I feel like I can start aiming for a 498.50 punch back up to that 513 target. Okay. Cool. This does not become an attractive trade to me, my guy, until that I could see it going up to 762, but you need to get above exactly where you're at now. All right, let's go to the 4-hour. Yeah, exactly where you're at now, which is 668. All right. Hold on. IO and Q. 24 hour. Okay, 24-hour empty space. You've got a channel bottom here. You've got a top there. You have a 24-hour candle close above that wall, 4-hour, but not above that one. So you're there now. Now the first target to your left is 2719, which represents the IO and Q floor. And then, if that's reclaimed, I don't know what the fuck is going on over here. If that's reclaimed, I would be aiming for 2890, and I have the box marked out, but remember, it's already been punched through, so you're only reusing that. So if you can reclaim this floor, 30 bucks becomes the next potential. And again, like a lot of other things, you are directly at the wall. Worst case scenario, you come back down to where you opened up at 2234. Or closed at yesterday, sorry. Ulta. Yes, I am holding PLTR runners. Oh, whoa, oh, mama. Oh, shit. God, oh, Ulta fucking rips. I love Ulta on a Friday. Don't clip that. Oh, let's see here. 4-hour. I'm going to imagine that these are astronomically expensive.
IWN's closing up above highs now.
Yep. PLTR's looking good. Okay, good. Oh shit, maybe I should not hang on to the Qs right now.
Rivian pushing.
Yeah, I see that. Hey, Crocs is doing okay.
IWM did good today too.
Yeah.
I have it on a punchback on the 4-hour.
Roger. Let's see. Try to move down the list as fast as we can. Got a little bit of time left. Listen, what is happening? Karna will place a firm as Walmart's excuse of oh shit, that's fucked. I don't really give a shit. But where are you and what have you reclaimed? So you are kind of closing up against that wall or floor rather, and then that would be the next one. That's on the weekly or the monthly. Let's look at the weekly. On the weekly, however, you're basically like that wick at 5223 is your wall and 5338 is your next target up above. Just really terrible volume. I think the only way that this is worth it is if you do successfully close or push above 5280, and then you could start aiming up towards 5580. So, wait, hold on. Elf on the floor to the upside. Tempted to buy equity in it again at a cheaper price than I ever bought it. But okay, so I'm gonna have to break this down because you do dip into the lows just barely, right? And you reclaim your floor, but the box is huge, so you have to almost go into a lower time frame and look at this. So 65.88 and then aim for a break over 68.75. And if you're getting into the 70s, this should be relatively easy to move through. And that could be the chance that we need to get that fourth top broken and up to 85.88. All right. Coin. I am definitely hedging today. So just an FYI. Oof, coin, fuck. You really fell short. Okay, so on the 24-hour, right? And this is why I emphasize the first green candle to your left. That's the first green candle to your left. You're closing up against it. And so the chances, right? You are literally looking for a gap up over this where you can aim for 206. Now, this is was a 24-hour box. You did actually punch through it. It's one of the most awful punchbacks I've ever seen in my life. Excruciating even, but you do punch down. You never pop up outside, and then you you dump. So it's reclaiming this floor that ultimately is the most important. So you could consider yourself pinched in between two boxes, but there is a gap up there at 211.60. So yeah, I'd be aiming for a 206 break up to that gap. I did that one. Marvel. Momentum is hot dog water. No, but no, I was on a break. Close the baby. I love you. I'll be there in a minute. Let's see here. We've got Marvel with hot dog water. Price action. Good candle open outside of the blocks though. I feel like the only place to aim is 76. But again, the concern is that there's just gonna be two. This is funk right here. So you are doing a good job at closing there. I would be looking up at 73.66. That would be the first tangible target that I see in front of you. So it's a little bit rocky, I will say. Not my favorite momentum wise. I mean, we need to operate around stocks that have good solid volume. AAP up 950 or 352 here. Again, struggling with momentum. Doesn't look fucking bad.
Yeah, I got 41s and I hedged myself with 38s.
Okay. I mean, you got a green candle close up against it. The hope here is that price moves up. The worst case scenario here is that this is like a lot of other stocks that I've mentioned, that you are just up against it for the third time. You experience a rejection, and you come back down to your floor. On the alternatively, the first target above you is 41. So yeah, not bad. Lunar. I mean, there's really not much else to see. I already did that one. Still moving up. KO looks good down, I think.
I just wondered about holding or do you
Um,
see more of a retest or a hold? Sorry, I missed what you said.
Oh, you need a break over 950. So, and then the potential.
Oh, 950. Okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
920, but okay.
Yeah, 950.
Thank you.
No problem. Let's see here. KO looks good down. I mean, I see a stock that's holding its floor and possibly even looking up towards a punchback, right? You got empty space, so watch up to 69.31 tomorrow and 69.50. This is also operating inside of this A channel. Yeah, this is definitely your channel here. So, it could give you another leg down to 67.50, which would be your first box over here and act as a confluential support right there. Beautiful target to the downside. So if you did take it, that's where you need to go. And then to the upside, I'd be aiming for 70.90 up on a punchback. But your volume is doo-doo water too. Huh?
Gary, you think 480s are cool for a hedge on the Qs? It's like the gap fill.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like 10 cents, not too bad.
Yeah, yeah. It cannot fathom going into today without some sort of hedge here. Hold on a second. About to fucking get exercised on the Qs.
Are you getting them for tomorrow?
Getting what for tomorrow?
Yeah, those hedges.
The hedges.
Yeah, of course.
Thank
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second.
It should be an interesting day.
Hey, tomorrow will be an interesting day. Not as good as a setup as what we had, but hold on one second. This is the last thing I didn't check. Remember the channel that we're operating in? Yeah, hedge.
We have news in the morning, right?
Think so. Not major news. I didn't think Trump's gonna say some shit.
Okay, thank you.
A sec. I took that Target call with you, dude. I'm up already.
Did you say my name? Am I bugging?
Yep. Target.
What'd you say?
I took Target with you.
Yeah, yeah. This morning I seen it, and when I left after, I'm like, that's gonna be the one, man. I made sure I came back just to keep it. I took Celsius too. Those houses are pretty cheap.
Dollar General is closing nearly 100 stores across the country. Cool. Fuck it. All right. All right. Last ones here. TZA. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is happening here? Weekly. It almost seems inevitable you're going to hit 1425. 24 hour. 1435. You left a gap up there. So, yeah, you could literally just mark an alert here. And then it looks like it's going to be 1491 and 1480. And then most recent price action. All right. PLTR. Second time tapping this wall. Consider the source. One second. Let's see. So we got 90. These are expensive. Let's see the 24 hour. 91. Yeah. That's the most recent or nearest target. It just doesn't seem like it's going to go down though. $100 still is the target. So I don't know. Just make sure you abide by your stop loss. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I see 100 clear on my end.
Yeah.
PLTR.
Yeah, I mean, I'm holding. It doesn't really seem like there's a hedge available, so. Edge on the QQQ? No, don't do that, dude. All right. MS. I did that one, didn't I? Yeah, I did. It's pulling back a little bit. Just wicked out. Yeah, so right now the only thing that you could really got to worry about is 123.71 and a loss of 123, and that could give you a gap fill down. So what do you hedge with? Typically the Qs. I mean, if I'm, yeah, anything tech related, SPY, Qs. In conditions like these, when you can buy contracts, I mean, we just got off, buying $11 contracts, $18 contracts. Some people, so basically ranging from like 10 to 20, and then selling them at $1.40. It allows you to put a little bit down. And if something bad did happen, if that channel on SPY did play out, then you're in a great spot. And getting out of your upside position and letting your downside position run is what you want to do. No, I don't take credit spreads. Do y'all take any earnings plays? Yes, I am very fond of earnings. All right, that's the bell. Hope everybody is in what they need to be in. Hope you guys had a great day. That was, in my opinion, it was a kick-ass fucking day. So, let's see here. Good charts. Yeah, how did Target close? Of course, pulled back. And PLTR. Yeah, we need a gap up, and then we know definitively, especially looking right here, that if you lose 95.72, we're, it is what it is. We're gonna pull back to 93.50. MCW, Mr. Car Wash. Oh my god, dude. Well, anything adhering to my strategy is not currently. I mean, you are very boxed, but it's because you just have no volume. So, if you can open up weekly 850 push, you have a cost basis above you at 940, and then that just gets you box to box to box. So, I mean, this doesn't really look like, my favorite thing in the world, but yeah. There's a guy here who preaches credit spreads on TikTok. Fuck that. I'm sure they work for some people, but they're not anything that I'm interested in utilizing. All right. Yep. If you guys are on TikTok, Ivy just posted that code. Today's the last day. If you guys are in the Discord, we're gonna obviously wait for data to come in tomorrow. Tuesday, yeah, I don't have any data here at all for basically the next 2 days. Anything crazy impact. You have 10 a.m. data. We'll see what that brings about. But otherwise, again, remember we are getting close to those triggers, for a bull market rally. But there is, like I said, on the cues and everything else, just a couple of more steps before we can really call it. But lastly, I want to remind everybody that if you're taking trades, make sure you're not taking a trade because you missed out on last night or Friday and into Monday, right? Don't that is chasing. So if the setup or setups are not clear or they haven't reclaimed floors and all that good shit, be patient. You'll catch one, but it's because you're being patient. But anyway, that's it. Wayne Wonder, no, you can go to my YouTube channel. So, all right, I'm closing the